Welcome to Council Action. My name is Elizabeth Couts. I'm the mayor of the city of Burnsville. Council Action is a summary of the council's meeting on Tuesday, March 5th, 2019. The meeting was called to order at 5:30 p.m. at 100 Civic Center Parkway in the council chambers. We begin our meetings with a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we move on to our announcements. And our announcements have to do with all of our upcoming meetings. Council meetings are scheduled for Tuesday, March 19th at 5:30 p.m. and Tuesday, April 2nd at 5:30 p.m. The work session for March is canceled because council members are going to be in Washington, D.C. for a conference. Our work sessions then are scheduled for Tuesday, April 9th at 5:30 p.m. and Tuesday, May 14th at 5:30 p.m. We then move on to citizens' comments, and we had two young women, students from Burnsville High School, who came before the City Council to speak to us about the Green Deal. And I'd like for you to tune into the City Council meetings and hear the two young women and their request of the Council and my response to what Burnsville has been doing for a very long time, because we in Burnsville care about our environment and energy efficiency. And one of the few cities who adopted a sustainability plan back in 2009 and have been working on a lot of these efforts since 2005. We then move on to additions to the final agenda, and there were no additions to the final agenda. And we move on to the consent agenda. And the first item on the consent agenda, we approved all of the minutes of our past meetings. We also approved claims listing, and we approved the amendments to the 2019 budget. We also approved the ordinance amendment to the 2019 facilities room rental fees and charges. Now, item E is an application for the Burnsville Sanitary Landfill, Inc. This is waste management, for a concept stage plan unit development amendment to allow an additional disposal capacity for up to 26 million cubic yards of municipal solid waste, and to raise the elevation to the landfill to a height of 1,082 feet above mean sea level at 2650 Cliff Road West, and we were asked to adopt the findings of fact. This item was pulled for a separate discussion and vote. And I'd like for you to tune into the City Council meeting to hear the folks who came to speak on this item. The public hearing was held at the Planning Commission meeting. There were some folks who wanted to speak, and I allowed them to speak and to give us their thoughts. The really benefit of what all of this is about, this is an application that is only in concept form only. To begin waste management's process with the MPCA, with the Corps of Engineers, for the Department of Natural Resources, and so on. This will also require an amendment to their environmental impact statement. This will take about 3 years out, but the benefit of all of this is that it is very transparent. It gives everyone the opportunity to speak to this issue, from government units of government, and also anyone in the community, and also our neighbors to the north and to the west, and anyone else who is interested. So please tune in to the City Council meeting. This item for concept, the operative word is concept. It's not a final design plan. It's not the final plan at all. So it might not even be as high as the concept is put before us. And so it was approved to move forward as a concept plan. Tune in to the City Council meeting and hear the remarks and the response. And that was the end of the consent agenda, and then we move on to the regular agenda. The first item on the regular agenda was a public hearing, a resolution ordering the improvements, approve the plans and specifications, and ordering the advertisement for bids for the 2019 street reconstruction project, and to authorize the joint bid with concrete elements in the right-of-way rehabilitation project. This item was presented, and I opened a public hearing, and we did have some residents who spoke to it. The public hearing was not closed, and it was voted to continue. So this item is being continued because the notices that went out did not include some of the new owners of the properties that are affected. So this item is being continued to the next City Council meeting to see if anybody else would like to speak to it, and then I will close the public hearing at that time. The public hearing is still open and is continued. Item 6 was also a public hearing, and this is a resolution ordering the improvements, approved plans and specifications, and ordering advertisement for bids for the 2019 street reclamation project. This item was presented, and I opened the public hearing, and folks did speak to this item. And the public hearing is also left open, and this item is continued for the same reasons as the previous item, because there were some new owners to different properties, and they weren't appropriately noticed because the notice went to the previous owners of the property and the lists were not updated. So this is being continued to the next council meeting, and the public hearing is still open. The next item is a resolution to approve the joint powers agreement with Dakota County for signal project associated with 2019 street improvement project, and to authorize the purchase of the street steel signal components. This item was presented, and it is also open and continued to the next City Council meeting. And then we move on to item number 8, and this is the application for Almir Poos for a preliminary and final plat of Poos Addition, a conditional use permit for an open sales rental lot, use of 4 inches curb for the sales rental lot, outdoor storage to allow 2 principal buildings on the lot, variance for a monument, and 17-foot tall freestanding sign, and we were asked to deny the variance to filtration basin slope standards for sign setbacks and a 40-foot tall pylon sign at 2208 Old County Road 34 Place. We were asked to approve the conditional use permit and the preliminary and final plat, and to sign the variance for an 8-foot tall monument and 17-foot tall freestanding sign, and deny the variance for filtration slopes, sign setbacks, and the 40-foot tall pylon sign, and to adopt the findings of fact. Now, this item had a lot of discussion, and Mr. Poos is going to pay the park dedication fee that is required. It's not going to be deferred. It will be paid when he pulls those permits. And this item then, I would like for you to tune into the City Council meeting and hear the discussion. And then we did reduce the 40-foot sign to 36 feet, and the other variances, denial of variances, were also accepted. So we're adopting the final, the findings of fact. And so, but tune in. And then we move on to the application for Jessica Zasworski for a rezoning from I-3, which is Office Industrial Park, to B3, General Business Plan Unit Development. A concept and development stage plan unit development for a tunnel car wash, preliminary and final plat for a 1-lot commercial subdivision of Burnsville 42 4th Edition, located at 2350 County Road 42 West. We were asked to adopt the findings of fact and to approve the rezoning and PUD ordinance and preliminary and final plat. This item was presented and approved. There were no other items to come before the City Council, and the meeting was adjourned. Council action replays at 6 a.m. and noon, 6 p.m. and midnight. City Council meetings replay at various times on Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And I encourage you to watch the following to see how you can view past meetings and current meetings via the internet at www.burnsvillemn.gov. I'm Elizabeth Kautz, Mayor of the City of Burnsville. Thank you for joining me. Continue to make a difference.